Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Today, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're still crazy enough to be in the dating market, college women are out. You just might as well look for a blue-collar gal or somebody that's her aspirations are not college. As a guy, you've got to have the majority of income. Her money is her money. Your money is her money. Your money, if you're at least in a relationship, is rarely your money. But college women are out. And there's actually a new study I'm going to jump right into that basically tells you that it's not even like the first question you should ask any woman if you're going to date is, what college did you go to? If she says, I didn't go to college, okay, now maybe you want to continue on the conversation. But if she went to college, I got news for you. It's not going to work out so well. This is from February 20th, which is, 3 days ago. The College Dating Divide by Daniel Cox. He says close to half, 45% of college-educated single women say their relationship status is largely due to an inability to find someone who meets their expectations. So half of women are single in college just because you're not good enough. That right there is going to single out, half of men. But remember, this is them. They automatically feel that most men are invisible to them. So what they're saying is, of the men that are not completely invisible, the remaining ones, half of them aren't good enough. They say college-educated women are far more likely than those without a degree to say a partner's political views, personal habits, and current financial situation are important considerations. Now, we know colleges are very, very overwhelmingly liberal, something like 97.5% of administrators, and I forget the percentage of women that say that they're left-leaning or liberal. So instantly, if you're not a left-leaning guy, you're out. Personal habits, who knows what that is, but I'm pretty sure if your dating profile has a fish or you being a hunter in it, you're out. And your current financial situation. Well, if she's a college girl with, a bachelor's or master's or something else, and you went a different route, you're out. They say half of college-educated women say it would be impossible, 21%, or very difficult, 29%, to date someone who held a contrary opinion on the legality of baby deletion. 1/3 of women without a degree would agree. So basically, instantly, again, what you're looking at, 50% of women just say, if we don't agree on that topic, you're out. They also say a few life decisions are more consequential than who we decide to partner up with. Yet in a previous era, Americans made these critical decisions very early in their lives. Today, Americans are waiting longer to pull the trigger on marriage and increasingly foregoing marriage altogether. This is men wise and becoming wise. Smart men do not.
Smart men don't get married.
This is due to a part that the fact that women are less economically dependent on men. Women also face far less societal or familial pressure to get married than they once did. These changes have transformed the dating landscape, but may also have crafted a rift between women with a college education and those without a partner preference, or without in their partner preferences, priorities, and expectations. I think also Americans are waiting longer and foregoing marriage altogether because men realize that the no-fault divorce and child custody and everything else, there's no benefit to being married for a man. The things that a man would get, he would bring the income, he would bring protection, security for the family. She would provide the opposite. Well, that's gone now. Dating a woman really is, in essence, like dating a somewhat more feminine man to some degree, although some of the women are not that feminine anymore. Close to half of college-educated single women say their relationship standard is largely due to an ability to find someone who meets their expectations. For single women without a college degree, only 28% report this is a major reason for their lack of a partner or spouse. Of 6 different reasons single women give for why they're not dating a relationship, the inability to find partners who measure up was cited most often. So now in college, they say it's 45%. If it's not a college-educated woman, 28% say, so at least you've got a little bit better odds. But what's interesting is when they say here, and here's the funny thing, guys, I'll jump right to it. There's a graphic down below that says this. Do you know what let me try this again. Do you know what feminists Do you know what feminists don't want to date? A feminist. They don't like feminist men. They don't like other feminist women. Feminists even hate themselves. And I'll show you on the graph down below. Of 10 different attributes measured in the figure down below, majority of college-educated women would consider 9 of them to be liabilities. Out of 10, 9 are liabilities. That means that if any one of them doesn't match their expectations, that is a deal breaker. They say for the majority of women without a degree, only 3 out of 10, being unemployed, living with parents, and smoking are dating liabilities. So for the women with a college degree, 9 things out of 10 are deal breakers. And for the uncollege educated women, 3 are deal breakers, which is being unemployed, which is understandable because as a man, they do want you to have some sort of an ability to pay for yourself, I'm sure. Living with parents, same thing, and smoking. More than 7 in 10 college-educated women say they would be less likely to date someone who supports Trump, 75%, or is suspicious of the jab, 72%. A majority of women, 54%, without a degree say they would be less likely to date someone without a college education. Far fewer women without a degree say they would be less inclined to date someone who supports Trump, 42%, does not trust the jab, 34%, did not go to college, 12%. So really, when you think about it, if you're a non-college educated man, 75% at least say that's a deal breaker. Oh no, I'm sorry, more than that, 90%. I think they said 9 out of 10. But if you're conservative, you're out. If you don't listen to what the government says on the poke, you're out. And if you don't have a college education, you're out. So here's that chart that they were talking about. Now, if you're college educated, 91% of women said they wouldn't date somebody that smokes. High school is about 7 out of 10, so it's still not great. If you're unemployed, 90% of college women say they're out. 74% of non-college say they're out. Here's where it's interesting. If you're conservative or you're a Trump supporter, 75% of college women say you're out, where less than half, 42%, of non-college educated women would say you're out. Does not trust the jab, 72% of college girls say you're out. 30% of non-college girls say you're out. Lives with their parents, 70% of college girls, 50% of not college girls. Much shorter than you, 64% of college women say no, 50% of high school. Now, again, maybe they're lying, but we're just going off the information we're given. But even high school women, educated women or less, the dumb girls, I guess and I'm not really saying they're dumb. I only have a high school education technically, plus some certification. So I'm really not calling out high school girls. But even they're like, hey, if he's much shorter than me, who cares? Now, does that mean if he's much shorter, he doesn't need to bring other things to the table? Of course not. If you're much shorter than her, you better be in good shape. You probably need to have money. You probably need to be hung like a Shetland pony. Is very religious. 50% of college girls say that's a problem. 34% of non-college. Did not go to college. 50% of college women say that's a problem. 12% of non-college girls. So if you didn't go to college, there's a lot of non-college girls that are like, yeah, that's fine. I don't care as long as he does okay for himself. Has kids. 50% of college girls say that's a problem. 35% of non-college girls say that's a problem. Is conservative or Republican. 50% of college women say that's a problem. 26 non-college girls. But here's the funny part, guys. Here's where it's reversed. Is a feminist. 25% of college women say that they're okay, or, a percentage of women who would be less likely to date somebody. 25% say they're less likely to date somebody that's a feminist, where 50% of high school girls do. But even so, the non-college girls are like, yeah, I don't find that as much of a problem as someone that's a feminist. But 25% of college women say, I don't want to date a feminist. So even college girls that mostly are feminists don't want to even date a feminist. But if you notice here, for college-educated women, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all of them, all 9, are more than 50% chance that you're out if you're any of these things. And even 25% of them are like, no, if you're a feminist, you're out. They say, let's see, I don't need to read that portion. They say the difference education makes in dating. The most obvious explanation for why college-educated women appear to weigh so much on additional criteria when it comes to dating is obvious. They can afford to be more selective. One of the key differences separating the lives of college-educated women from those without a degree is economic insecurity. Women with a college degree have a much greater degree of financial security and stability. They have more assets, less debt. Yeah, right. They have a lot more debt. When you take college loans in, are you kidding me? They've got a ton more debt and subsequently more options. A partner or spouse's ability to contribute financially is important for all women, but it becomes especially important for women in less stable financial situations. But it's not only financial security and access to better economic opportunities that education affords. It's also greater autonomy. Women with resources often do not feel the same biological pressure when it comes to finding a partner and starting a family. Yep, they wait later in life. The rest of it kind of, you get the idea. So the whole point here is, though, that if you are in the dating market, because women now, like always, women only want to date up. But if she's high school, maybe if her income isn't quite as good, and she hasn't gone to college, it's a lot easier to find men that are a little bit higher up on the rung of the ladder. And I don't think this is a bad thing, because let's face it. I mean, I don't have any images pulled up, but if I pulled up a smoke show of a 23-year-old bombshell, but she works at the local car wash, but she's super sweet, has a low body count, and is really cool, I know 0% of guys that would be like, nah, her economic future isn't so good, and she's not college educated. Guys would be like, hey, she's cool, she's hot, she's fun, low body count, I'm in. But the girls, and she would be looking at a guy saying, hey, you know what? Okay, I work at the car wash making minimum wage. This guy's a plumber. He makes $25-30 an hour. He's successful. He's, takes care of himself pretty well, not bad looking. I'm in. But the college women are, because they don't want to look below them for income, and they don't want to look below them for education. And the same thing when it comes to politics. And there's so many more women now that are graduating high school or college and doing so well, 60-40 now, women with bachelor's degree or better, that they've priced themselves out of the market, and there's no men that can keep up with them. I got another story I'm going to be doing about that here coming up in a couple of minutes. I'll post this as well. And it's how this is even possible. And it's talking about how only 30% of women are not in a relationship, but 60% of men are not in a relationship. And you say mathematically that doesn't work out. Well, it does when you start looking at the statistics, which I'll talk about in the next video. For those of you on YouTube, make sure to join us over on betterbachelor.locals.com, where I will be going to do a dating profile of the day.